Hello out there in Instagram world. This is Mary Massey. I am the Cyber Academy of South Carolina's reading coach, and I am participating in the Instagram takeover for the Erskine charters this week. I'm so excited to have been invited to do this, just to give you a little bit of an idea of stuff that I do on an everyday basis. Actually, my job changes every day, every week, every month. So I'm going to try to just walk you through what happens to me in one day, in any one given day. And so the first thing that we're going to do is I'm going to talk to you about, right now, I'm about to hop into a classroom and I'm going to observe a reading teacher doing her thing. And as I said, I had gone into, and just for privacy purposes, I've blocked out everybody's face and their names, but I went into a science class actually. Of course, science is subject specific reading. And so all of our teachers at CASC are reading teachers. And so I went into a science class to observe that science class. They were studying the water cycle and air masses and weather and climate and cloud types. And they had a Kahoot. Then after they did a Kahoot, they went over the questions that were the most missed. And then after that, they interacted in creating seesaw accounts, which is another way that teachers can kind of monitor what students are doing. And that we do at CASC is I'm involved in what's called the Blended Learning Group. And the Blended Learning Group, it's a collection of these people that you see on the screen, and they all help to provide ideas. They give their input. It's led by Lisa Fowler. She's our Blended Learning coordinator, and we plan face-to-face. Of course, COVID took that over, but we plan face-to-face activities normally on final Fridays, but we've been planning them virtually. And it's just a great thing because we really care about getting our kids out there and involved in learning and hands-on and anything that can get them excited about learning. So these people are very important to making that happen. And the things that go on behind the I get the kids involved in every single day. I ask different students from the school if they would get involved in the Pledge of Allegiance flip grid that we have. And so what happens is that the students will visit this flip grid. They read the directions of how they should introduce themselves and then respectfully say the Pledge of Allegiance. And this is just all the kids that have participated. If they have a little pin in them right now, that means that they had already posted their Pledge of Allegiance for it to be viewed by the school. And every day I take those names of the students and I post them to our Parent Square and to our Facebook page. And the students love it. And then after that, I follow up giving them a certificate of participation. I maintain this website. It's CASC We Read to Succeed. Weebly.com, and I'm going to just take you through one of the things that I'm responsible for is as a reading coach is to teach people about Read to Succeed legislation. So if you click the Read to Succeed section, it will take you to everything that teachers need to know, everything that parents need to know. And I've made a Read to Succeed video to explain Read to Succeed legislation and how it affects a student at our school and explain the process to parents and give them links so that they know what paperwork's going to look like, what does the state require, and then just the timeline for a third grader, what's going to happen each thing that I do other than the Read to Succeed legislation is I am the person that decides at the end with the help of other teachers in third grade after we decide what students need to be in summer reading camp. And summer reading camp, I have to plan that camp out and get a good team together to be the teachers for the camp, understand what students need to be invited. That would be our tier 2 students, the students that are struggling in reading, and then make sure that that information is turned into the State Department at the end of the summer. So it's a very, very big task. It's something that we work with them all year, and hopefully it gets the students to be able to move a little further. So if they weren't successful by the year's end, the thing that I have to do that's required by the state is make sure that our teachers have the right certification for Read to Succeed endorsements. So there are two different, there's a Read to Succeed literacy teacher endorsement or a Read to Succeed literacy requirement. And that depends on what path the teacher is on in their career. And so I had to create information for that and a video. And then I make sure that I go over that at the beginning of the school year and make sure that the teachers are on the right path to get the classes that they need to take in order to make sure that they are allowed to teach our students, and make sure just keeping up with requirements for that. It's a big job. So we have to make sure that the students, the things that I enjoy the most about being a reading coach is I get to plan the Read Across America week and the activities that we will be participating in. Now, I have not released the activities yet. We're still planning them for this year, but these are some highlights from last year. One of the things that we do is we celebrate Dr. Seuss's work. That's not the only thing that we do, because Read Across America has shifted to be more about reading all year long. But we did a Dr. Seuss, vote for your favorite Dr. Seuss book. We had Kate Sally Palmer, a local South Carolinian who's an author. She came, she talked about her books. It was a recording. You could watch the recording if you want to. And we had games and all kinds of fun things planned for the kids that just highlighted reading. We had contests. So that was pretty awesome. So another thing that I did last year, I started in January, was something called Coffee, Tea, and Strategy. When you're in a virtual setting and parents, they don't have a chance to meet with each other as much unless you involved in virtual PTO and things like that. I was thinking about that parent that might feel like they want to help their child in reading, but they just don't know the strategies. So this was created for them. It's called Coffee, Tea, and Strategy, and it's a video series. So I would either pre-record or meet live with parents, and I would have a certain strategy for them for the week. And they would be able to just practice that for the month. Whenever the parents would come in live, I'd spin a wheel with anybody's name that popped in, and I gave out a $10 gift card from Dunkin' Donuts. That's why I called it Coffee, Tea, and Strategy. Sit right back with me and learn a strategy. That took a lot of time, but the end product was so much fun. One of our teachers had seen something like this, and she talked to me about it, and I was so excited about it. I brought it up to our head of school, David Crook, and this is David right here holding the cup. And so we just put all of the teachers to the task of creating their own Bitmoji. They had to submit their Bitmoji, and it turned out really fun. The kids loved it. Down at the bottom, the banner at the bottom is a mantra of ours. We help students reach their full potential through inspired teaching and personalized learning. And this is the support staff, people that would be at the head office. This is a picture of all of the teachers in our elementary. We really grew a lot this year. The middle school teachers. And I work very, very close with the MTSS coordinator, Carrie Geimer, and she and I just go hand in hand. And I also work with the ELA lead in the elementary. And we created we gathered the resources for tier 2 that we could have for struggling readers. and I put that onto my website so that it could just be an easy go-to for parents. I also, on my website, have free online and digital books that I've collected from every place you could possibly get one, and also ways for parents to get physical books for free. So if they click on this, it'll take them to a learning library that other people have created. Some of them I created myself, but just giving children a chance to get a book in their hand. It might be a book that reads to them. I utilize Flipgrid a lot. It's very, very easy for a student to submit a video to Flipgrid. So far this year, we have done a bullying prevention activity so that the students could get involved into a contest. And then we did Tales from the Pumpkin Patch. It's where students could read or write a poem, a story, anything that they've read before that they wanted to just read on camera. That was, something about the pumpkin patch. And right now they're doing Thankful Thoughts, and that's just them saying something. Miss Massey again, and I am back. And things that I do, I have a blog that I put out what our current events are, or contests, or anything like that. So these are our contests that we've had since the beginning of the year. And then last year, just the winners and different materials. Anytime I did the coffee, tea, and strategy, and the materials that I passed out during that. So those are just other things that I do. There are also activities that I have posted on my website for. I'm a reading coach, but I'm also a South Carolina state mentor, and I work with new teachers. And so just making sure that they have all of the materials across the kindergarten through fifth grade, and it records scores and who is a tier 2 student, a struggling reader, what type of program they're in. I have deleted everybody's names except the teachers, which is public information. But basically, this is how we get to the point at the end of the third grade, knowing who needs to be in summer reading camp. We send out documentation to parents, and we just regulate who possibly still needs to have extra attention to them. We can sort any of these categories and figure out what group they should be in based on their star reading scores or their DRA level. All of this helps us in order to, we create portfolio links that in and take care of is making sure that students are put into Smarty Ants and into Achieve 3000. Smarty Ants is a program that helps students to learn phonics and letters and words, sounds, and be able to put them all together and read. And this is just an example of a student's account to see how cute the program is. And you may not be able to hear it, but a little ant pops up, and then you enter, and then the student experience begins where the student is learning how to read, but they're having so much fun playing a game-like scenario that they have no idea that they're learning. And so basically they click on where they want to go. Sure that the students are rostered into is Achieve 3000. Now this is for students with at our school, we use this in third grade if they have above a 20 DRA level. So if they have a 21 or higher in the third grade, if not, they would be down in Smarty Ants with the other students just getting those basics. Achieve 3000 is a wonderful, wonderful program. It levels out. The students take a test, they level them out, and then after they level them out and figure out what level they're reading on, then the students, that's when the magic starts to happen. And every single article that a child reads, and then the questions that they get right, it goes into the metametric, and it allows them to read and continually grow their Lexile level. And all of the activities that they have that go along with it. They're just really great. In the life of cast reading coach Mary Massey, and I do so many other things at the school. I made a little chart. This is just like what I would do on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, my duties, and they always change or things get added, but I like to get involved with the students as much as possible. I primarily work with elementary, do some things with middle school, and I get involved in high school in some of the English related clubs. I work with the YALL Club, the Young Adult Writing and Literacy Society Club. That's led by Cody Walters, who was our former Teacher of the Year last year. He does a fantastic job with that club, and I'm also involved with the Beta Club, and he is the person that runs that as well. And there are other things that I do. I get to go to literacy conventions and then bring back great things for our teachers. Basically, just anything that's